This is the much debated. Oh yeah, great. Sign up protocol. I move to approve item S10007.
Second.
Thank you. So this is the resolution we've been discussing for quite some time. We had the student forum yesterday, which was successful, and I will field any comments the Senate has about the form or the resolution. Okay. I think it's important that we keep in mind that the forum yesterday was great, and we sparked student discourse on issues that affect students in the university community. But it's also important to remember that we spoke to many of our faculty members, many of our friends, our students, our constituents, and that there is the forum does not necessarily speak for the adequate representation of the entire sentiment of the student body.
First is Senator Ruiz.
I do appreciate all the students that came out yesterday to the forum. On top of that, as Senator Flynn said, we did speak to many students outside the forum, and I really did take into consideration the students' opinion at the forum, just the students' opinion at the forum, because that's who we represent as ASUA senators, the students on the campus. And
Senator Yamaguchi.
First, I'd like to say we got a lot of comments saying that people thought we shouldn't be voicing our opinions on this matter and shouldn't be saying anything about this. But I feel that it's our obligation to respond to situations like this. We were voted in for these reasons so that we have the courage and strength to voice our opinions and try to get as many students' voices as we can in our opinion, and think about those opinions and then voice our own. Second, I have to say the forum was very eye-opening. After the forum, I learned a lot, especially about what CCW training actually consisted of, what they train, and how guns are supposed to be used as the last resort, and all the safety issues, all the safety training they go through to use their weapons. But I found it ironic that the faculty senate, they said they were adamantly opposed to allowing guns on campus, and I talked to a few of my teachers in my classes, and they were too. And if my teachers are not comfortable wielding guns, then how am I supposed to feel safe? I mean, if they were comfortable, then I guess my opinion would change a little bit. But a lot of them that I talked to just didn't feel like it was safe, and it promoted the environment. Just because they have a PhD, does that mean that they should have the right to wield a gun or wield a gun in our classes? Also, during the forum, one of the teachers spoke up and said, I don't believe we have a good plan for what we do if something does happen on campus, and I think maybe we should start focusing our attention on that, and then try to find alternative ways than just saying we should allow guns on campus or in our classes. And yeah, if teachers are comfortable with guns, then I don't know if I am either.
Senator Eswalas.
All right. After the student forum the other day, there was a majority of the individuals who were for guns, but I'm keeping in consideration that a lot of the individuals that came and were for having concealed weapons on campus for teachers were individuals that were not faculty members or were not students of the University of Arizona. So when making my decision on what I think would be best for the students of the university and for the faculty of the university, I kept into consideration the faculty and the students. And after the student forum the other day, the only 3 faculty members of the university were opposing guns because they did not think they felt comfortable with having a concealed weapon in their classrooms, and they did not think that the students felt comfortable with them having concealed weapons on campus. So it's not necessarily my decision, but I'm making my decision on behalf of the student body, and what I think the students would feel more comfortable with is keeping up to having the UAPD being with ABOR and having their decision, and not having faculty members being able to have concealed weapons in classrooms. So that is my piece of information. I just yield to you.
Senator Brooks.
First off, I'd like to thank the people who came to the forum yesterday. It was really great to hear from everyone. I'd like to say that we're not necessarily fighting this bill, just showing that we don't have support for the bill that's being passed, or is trying to be passed. And again, I'd like to bring up the sentiments of Senator Wallace and Senator Yamaguchi that if the faculty senate and the faculty are not all right with, okay with this, and we want them to still have guns, I don't think it's fair for us to just determine for them that they can carry guns or weapons on campus. I'd like to work on addressing, improving and implementing some of the safety plans in case there is an emergency. We heard from Mr. DeMars yesterday, who was an adjunct professor, and he brought up the lack of safety options, so I'm definitely hoping that some other senators will help me look and address those safety issues. So, thank you.
Senator Brott.
Okay. Yesterday, when we heard the speakers, we did kind of like a little tally, and we got something close to about 50% were for and against. I just thought that was important to keep into consideration. Also, it's teachers and adjunct faculty that spoke were opposed to guns on campus. Another thing to keep in mind is it was brought up yesterday was that there weren't going to be the same rights for students as teachers who are all considered to be adults. Teachers can possess weapons that students cannot, and that there was kind of a double standard in that situation. Also, thank you to everyone who came to the forum and spoke and spoke with us afterwards. We really appreciate your feedback, and it was a very successful forum, I believe. And also, if anyone has if anyone would like to get more information on safety options or anything like that, I do have a contact from last night that is willing to give free seminars. So if you want to contact me, I can give you some more information on that. And
Senator Weinberger.
I would just like to echo the sentiments of Senator Brott as far as the division between faculties having concealed weapons on campus as well as students, because at the age of 21, if you were able to get a CCW, according to what I heard last night, our Second Amendment right would show that those students should have a right to have guns on campus. And as this only deals with faculty, I see this as a gradualization issue, which will eventually lead to the question of if faculty members can have guns with CCWs. Why can't students who are of age and who legally can have it anywhere else aside from on this campus? And I don't feel comfortable with the amount of students on campus, how that would be regulated, approving something that could very well lead to opening guns up to a larger campus. So I think that's something to consider, not only what we're passing now, but what that could lead to in the future.
Senator Yamaguchi.
I forgot to mention one point, but my biggest deciding factor on why I don't think guns should be allowed in the classroom is the psychological pressures that we put upon the teachers. That if we do say as a student body that we would like to see our teachers armed, that to me that feels like we're putting a huge pressure upon their shoulders. They already have an obligation to protect us. Like I was informed in the forum. One of the students said her mother was a teacher, I think, and she said they have to sign some sort of paper saying that they're obligated to take care of us. But to me, if we as a student body say that we are if we as a student body say that we approve guns in the classrooms, then I just feel like the teachers might feel forced to arm themselves in the classes, and also I don't know if that unlikely case that someone comes on our campus and does start shooting. I've brought up many times during the forum, and the teachers are targeting only one. Whether or not they have a gun, we won't know because it is concealed. But to me, it's just unfair upon the teachers. And seeing that the Senate faculty said was opposed to having guns allowed on campus, then I just don't see how this is right.